Welcome back, everyone. Most of us probably haven't seen many silent movies, but a dormant theater in Steubenville is ready to bring the early 1900s experience to 2021. 7 News reporter Colin Roos updates us on the restoration of the Grand Theater organ.
Think back to the 1920s. Jazz was popular, prohibition was in effect, and silent movies with organ music was one of the biggest forms of entertainment. Those were the conditions under which the Grand Theater in Steubenville was built. Now we're in a very different kind of 20s, and the Grand has been closed since 1979. But thanks to some talented volunteers, a piece of the Roaring Decade is coming back to Steubenville, with restoration work steadily moving along. And that means rebuilding its famous pipe organ.
You know, what's interesting is that when you break it down and do it, it's really not so complicated. But when you look at the whole mess of everything, it looks horrible.
Dozens of people have helped out with the massive amount of work involved in putting together the 9-rank keyboard instrument. With an experienced builder heading up the team, they've been piecing it together for several years during weekends. It's definitely an eye-catching entry on a resume.
Not very often you get to rebuild a pipe organ. That's not a normal thing that you do in the course of most people's lives. So it's been very interesting.
Recently, they haven't been able to work on it together, but when they finish, they have big plans to make the instrument and the theater relevant in the 21st century. The finished product would make the Grand stand out as one of the only theaters in Ohio to retain its original organ. The group even wants to use it for a daily concert.
I want to have the lobby and eventually the inside of the theater open at noon every day and have a noon concert. And then people can come in and eat their lunch, and that's something we'll do for the community.
Now, restoration work is also being done on the theater, and it's hard to tell from the outside, but there are multiple levels and lots of room for seating. The organ will go inside the theater once work on the seating space is through, and when that happens, you can expect to see more than just some classic movies.
Maybe we'll have a Steubenville Symphony again. There hasn't been one in a long, long time, probably 40, 50 years.
And once their work is finished, the talent of these builders will make way for more local talent to bring the Grand Theater back to its Jazz Age glory days. Reporting in Steubenville, I'm Colin Roos, working for you.
Colin, thanks. The restoration work is still ongoing, and organizers need donations to make it happen. If you want to help save the Grand and take a tour, we have some information on our website, WTRF.com.